It's cold in here.
Turns out when you have open doors and it's 20 degrees last night, and no sun coming in.
No sun coming in. I almost want to open the windows. It's 40 out right now.
So this is where this is where the pendant originally was placed. In that middle spot right there, but that's not gonna work. We wanna push the table over to this side and put the fireplace thing, or this wood burning stove over in that corner, which makes that, you know, the table placement would be like right in the middle of here, but it'd be too close to that.
It was a work day at Westberrie. We're still trying to make decisions on placement of lights and a possible wood stove. And Kelsey was measuring for insulation. One of those days where it absolutely looks nice out and it absolutely is not. Especially my hands get so frozen. And I know you're saying, well, why aren't you wearing gloves? Well, it's kind of hard to work in gloves. I haven't really found any good gloves for me that I can work in really well and that keep my hands warm. So if you know some, let me know. About to find out too how many of my sprinkler heads froze because I didn't get everything picked up out here. It's not warm weather, but I definitely need to get some watering done. And by the way, if you see how I'm bundled up now, it's supposed to be 80 in a couple days, and we're supposed to possibly get severe weather. And today I'm wearing my winter coat and another sweatshirt underneath, and I'm freezing. So you said you wanted to live in the Midwest, right? Not for the faint of heart. Well, that one's broken. That one's broken. Fun. Okay, plan B, let's try this again. Personally, at the end of our fall, it's usually pretty dry here, but I don't remember it ever being quite this dry. We are really in a situation where we need some water, or we need a really crazy winter and have that actually soak in at the end of the winter, which a lot of times that's the other problem, is that things just melt really quickly here because it warms up really fast and the ground is still frozen and it really doesn't soak in. So something needs to happen. And my raccoon problem continues. These little, you know what, still digging all around. This area is way, way worse. They've pretty much destroyed this thing. Honestly, I'm thinking next year I might do some sort of fence around this thing. From what I have them on video, I have not seen any grub problems. I've not seen any grub damage. When I dug around, I did not find anything. And when I saw them on camera, they basically are just going down there and digging, and they're not even finding anything from what I can tell, because I had some video on them doing all that, and they just kind of dig around and they put some holes in. If they don't find anything, they just move on. But then I've got like 500 holes put in this thing in a night. And it's not just this, like they're doing it all over the place here. Like this was all smooth. Got all this. So yeah, not sure what I'm gonna do about that, but next year I don't want to go to all this work of all this stuff that I'm doing down here and have it just be torn up at the end of the season. Such is life, I guess. Staring at something.
Well.
So we've been dealing with trying to figure out these doors because, you know, we have different entrances now into the living side, and so some of them we preferred that they were going to swing out into the shop so that we could save space from it swinging into something like the mechanical room or whatever. But We ordered a custom door over here, which I'm going to show you. And this one is going to be the main door that goes into the house from the shop right here. And so we wanted this to outswing because that way it doesn't swing into the stairway right here, or it doesn't swing into our little closet area right here, because we wanted this to be where guests come in and they can drop their shoes and maybe sit down on a bench or whatever. So it didn't make sense. So we had to have a door made for this spot right here so that it can open out right here. Well, they finished it the way that we were anticipating, which is that they have this framing done on the outside here, and it just looks like it's supposed to be an outswing door and that it's finished that way. So it's going to look nice. Now, when we got these doors over here, these were supposedly outswing, but really they just look reversible to us. In which,
Might I add, these were also custom ordered, special ordered, I should say.
yeah.
Specifically as outswing doors.
But they are a different brand. So what happens with these is that you have that little plate down there, and because of the way that's made, it really looks like it's supposed to be an in-swing door, just because of that plate. And on the back side, if Kelsey can lift this door out, like on the framing here, like you saw on that other door, there's framing up top and on the side, so that when that's an outswing, it looks like it's framed that way, and it looks like it's supposed to be made that way. So these don't have any framing here, so if we were to put this on this doorway right here, facing out this way, there would not be any framing around it. I just like the way that other one looks better because it just looks like it's supposed to be made that way. So I think what we may do now is we may just forego our plan and do in swings on both of these, but just something that, you know, all the things that we're learning in the moment where you're like, you need to go get 4 doors today, and we're like, okay. What?
I told you when I left there, after I specifically special ordered, and that's what makes me mad, is because I specifically special ordered and said these need to be outswing. Otherwise, I just would have purchased them in the store anyway.
Yeah.
But I told you after I left there, I said, I bet something is going to go wrong. I just have a feeling.
Yeah. So it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world.
But it is something that
Just annoying.
we're learning in the moment, I guess.
A few weeks ago, I loaded up some wood chips to take down to our camp area. But seeing that there was some bare soil near the main entrance, I decided to spread these here instead. So you're probably asking, why is this well set up the way that it is? When we had this thing dug, we found out that there was a lot of pressure under the ground here pushing water up. And so what was happening was, where we originally had the pipe down probably about like this, the actual ground pressure was still wanting that water to come out at that level, and where the groundwater wanted to settle was actually above that pipe. So what we did was we just added some pipe to this, and then last year I just put some soil around it before winter came to insulate this as much as possible. Now that soil has started to just erode and everything else, and so today I just wanted to push that level up. There's a little mark up there on the pipe where I had it last year as far as how high I wanted it to go. But eventually in the future, I'm probably going to build like a little well pump house thing around here. I need to get a pressure tank put in for this so that we can run the hydrants and everything, and we don't have to turn the power on and off there. But that's going to happen next year. So for now, I'm going to try to just do what I did last year and get this by until we figure out long-term plans. So that works great for like the finish work of everything, especially on these trails. I started using that power rake with the wood chips, and it actually works great to smooth everything out, and especially when you're laying down new wood chips, you can just lay a pile down and then push it. But this one, I got a huge pile here, and since it's down in this dip and I want to try to maintain this grade of this drainage area through here, I think I am going to get the skid steer back out and just come through here and lay this out flat. And then I'll come through with the ventrac one more time and smooth everything out, and I'll show you the end result here.
Even though this year has been by far the craziest of our lives, we still try to enjoy the simple moments and take in the beauty of the seasons. One afternoon, I stepped away from the hustle to capture the autumn glory before those colors fade to the brown of winter. My old truck is nearing a milestone. It's not bad, though, for a 1999. Making my way off the pavement and into the golden fields during harvest, one can't help but be in awe of the majesty of fall foliage. This old green machine has taken me down many back roads in Iowa, past the cattle grazing, and the song of the corn all around us, and the birds soaring high above. For me, these little adventures on the open road just never get old. And I hope they never will.